going on, y'all? It's your boy ys.young Spazz. That's right, the voice of the indie artist. And this right here is Charge Up Top 10 Music Video Countdown, the #1 independent music video countdown show in the world for independent artists all around the world. North side, east side, south side, down south, back up north. We right here on Charged Up Top 10 with your boy. That's right, the voice of the indie artist, ys.young Spazz. So don't forget to follow me at all my social medias. Behind the scene footage, follow Charge Up Top 10 and subscribe to our YouTube channel. Stay tuned for upcoming shows, events, interviews. We got the works, we got everything going on for you independent artists. Now, let's jump to an exclusive interview. We're talking legendary, that's right, the one and only. We say no names, but we will jump into that interview right now on Charged Up Top 10. Let's go. Bow, we back. You already know what it is. I'm your boy, ys.young Spazz. That's right, the voice of the indie artist. Let everybody know who's hot and who's not. And you know we got the, listen, we being the best of the best from all over, not just from New England, but we got the one and only in the building. No name taken, my brother. NAWLAGE shutting it down, 2k5. NAWLAGE, listen, my brother, we've been trying to catch up with you. You know, we worked together in the past, worked together in the future. Your music's legendary. Your new music is making legendary history. All right, so let's start with it. Where did this all come from? What's your story?
I don't know. My story's still being written, so it's kind of hard to tell my story. But
let's do book one.
Where it came from, I say music came from my dad. My dad always had I feel like my dad low-key wanted to be a DJ. He had like an entertainment system with a reel-to-reel, tapes, CDs, everything. He always had everything. And when he was at work, I'd sneak down there and start hitting buttons. He would come home and, did you touch my radio? Because he couldn't get it to work. I'm like, no. In reality, I was in there trying to get it to work myself. So it started with that. And because of that, my mom bought me a karaoke. And then from there, it was just... I just started breaking things and playing with things. And it progressed from there, yeah.
So like, what age would you say that you like became NAWLAGE? Like what age was it like, you know what, I'm gonna do this music thing, people are taking it serious that I'm doing it and I should take it a little bit more serious? Or...
Well, I remember, I think senior year of high school, I became NAWLAGE, or I felt like I needed to be NAWLAGE. I actually used to, my first rap name was Flame.
Flame?
My friend was later, we were HM, Hot Materials.
Oh, shit.
And I actually used to be a battle rapper, and this guy really almost flamed me because of my name. So I changed, I remember getting home and I was like, I need a new name. And I was looking at my CD player, and my video, it was, when you put it on video mode, the VI didn't work. And it said Dio. So I was like, I'm going to call myself Dio. And then it just, when some time went by and I got better, I was like, all right, I needed a name that this is starting to work. So I don't really like Dio because I don't like spelling D-E-O. It just felt weird.
Yeah.
So I was like, oh, I'm going to call myself NAWLAGE. And I got NAWLAGE from the chat line. I used to always go on the chat line, and these dudes always had cool names, and they would be like, you need a cool name, because my name used to be, I used to say my name was John. I was a John Stockton fan, and Barry Bonds, so I used to say I was John S. Bonds. Yeah, I don't know. And they're like, we'll call you NAWLAGE, because every time we talk, you say some useful stuff. And I was like, okay. And I don't know, I just picked that name and I liked it. And then I took the K out because I don't like spelling Ks. Even though I spell a K in 2k5. But I don't like spelling Ks first.
And I mean, since then it's been working, you know what I mean? You're definitely like you're definitely one of the originators when it comes to like the vibe that you brought down in New England, all over. You know what I mean? Like, there's people who know your name and your music all around the world. And that's like every artist. I believe that's every artist peak. Yeah, the money's good. Yeah, the bitches are good. You know what I mean? The traveling's good. But to have people recite your words, sing your songs with you, like they don't know the late nights you actually spent in the studio, or the late nights you thought about thinking these things. To them, it's just, oh yeah, he came to it. 1, 2, 3, he got it. You know what I mean? But it took time. And it took effort. It took, you know what I mean? It took
it
took you from going from frames to dual to knowledge. You know what I mean? It took that journey for you to get that. You know what I mean? And you know, like my brother, I'm telling you, like it's a journey. You know what I mean? And you sit back and you look at it, and it's like, yeah, these people know the music, but they don't know the journey.
Yeah, you know that's actually one of the advice that I like to give artists, because I see a lot of artists these days, they get discouraged. Oh, but it's easy for you because you get a lot of plays and this and that. And I'm like,
not always.
Bro, there was 9 years of my life where I was getting 10 plays. 15, 20. Oh my God, I got 100. You know, it's like, they don't realize it was a process. You don't really get to see people's journeys of how they got there. Yeah. I always, the example I give is sports players. You just watch the games, but you don't know how much they're practicing, how much they're working out, what they're eating, and how they're recovering, and they're jumping the ice tube.
And they gotta go to
all you see is, they play basketball, they get paid, or football. You know, there's more to the journey. It's definitely a journey.
Definitely is. So, like, on your journey up there, you know what I mean? On your journey up there, you happen to drop a song, Husband and Wife, right? With your boy French Montana. Yep. Shout out Frenchie. I'm still mad you ain't bring me with you to BET Awards. we ain't meet yet, but you should hit me up. But you know what I mean? And that's another peak where it's like an artist, independent artist, upcoming artist, you know, is to work with an artist who already had solidified himself. Because when you work with an artist who solidified himself, it's almost like you're solidifying yourself. Yeah. So like how was that?
I mean, it was cool. Actually, I had done a song with Rick Ross before that. Shout out Yax and Sparky for making that happen. But when I did the song with Rick Ross, I actually got kicked out of my own session for being too much of a fanboy and trying to record. And I was a little shy, so I was like, you know. And so by the time it was time to do the song with French, I was kind of like, I was disconnected from the idea of being a fanboy. I'm like, I don't want to get kicked out. So it was cool, it was fun. But yeah, it was definitely, I was more like just chill about it. I wasn't even like
and I mean, like, you know, it's not a bad thing to be, you know, like fanboy, starstruck, or like, because these are it's almost like what you dream and what you want in anything. It's hard for other people to fathom that. Yeah. They could support you, they could bring you down, they can hate, they could say whatever they want to say, good or bad, but they can never get the idea of what it's like to sit in that position.
Yeah, and that's something I'm trying to be more grateful of that, because honestly, like, to me, I was kind of ungrateful. I was just kind of like, man, I don't even care that this stuff is happening. Yeah. But now as I get older, I'm like, damn, like,
I did that.
I did something that a small percentage of people are doing, and people come up to me like, yo, and I'm just like, okay.
Because of you, there's a lot of people who started their music career. You know what I mean?
I'm starting to see a lot of that.
You inspired a lot of people. You know, I tell a lot of people, like, you never really think about it. You go through 365 days a year, and you remember, 4 weeks out of the whole 365 days. You don't even remember the people who you touched and inspired.
You don't know who.
10 years from now, they'd be like, hey, remember you told me this? You're going to be like, no. And you'll be like, yo, what you told me made me go out and do this and do that. You know what I mean? And you're, like I said, your music, you're, from what people see, they know, you know what I mean? Oh yeah, dancehall artist. He's coming out of New England, Lawrence area, lower area, but you made it so much bigger than that, you know. And the journey behind that, it's unsaid. You know what I mean? It's unsaid. So let's jump into this. It's a new video. You got, right?
Which one? I hate this video.
I hate this video, right? I hate this video.
That's what it's called. That's what the song's called.
We're gonna jump into this new video right now, and then we're gonna come back. And we're gonna touch back down with knowledge on some of the things he's done and some of the things he's gonna be doing with his music. Stay tuned. Charge Up Top 10. Let's go.
Let's go.
Take 10, you're the one. You think my job is fun? No, I tell my mom you're the one. I just wanna see you now. But I got 2 more scenes before I see the girl girl of my dreams, and I'm trying to be patient, yeah. My work life's driving me crazy, yeah. I just wanna see my baby, please my baby. With all these pretty vixens, still miss your kisses, babe. And this lighting got me sweating. Hate what I'm wearing, my hair is a mess. So Christian, I gotta catch my flight. I gotta go. Oh, girl, vacation's finally here. You're the remedy, girl, 'cause your energy, that's the real.
Sexy vixens all around me, but they just not you. Christian yelling at your boy, tell me fix your do. You think this life is glamorous, but it's just not true. Lights flashing at me like I'm at the Grammys. South Beach, Miami, I'm supposed to be happy, but I don't know if I go cut. It's been a long day and it's going slow, but now I gotta change up the wardrobe. Arguing with my stylist, rather be globe-trotting with you using my mileage. I miss your energy, you and me, I'm feeling your body, baby.
We got it. Awesome.
Wow, we back. Listen, like I said, my boy Knowledge in the building, shutting it down, doing this thing as always. That right there was I hate this video. Boom. Hate this video. But we're going to jump back into that conversation. We was talking about husband and wife. You know what I mean? French Montana. Also, we was talking about how the director, you said director, right?
Yeah.
Right? It's
Yves
Rivera,
yeah.
Yves Rivera.
Filmed Husband and Wife, yeah.
He's doing
yeah, he does a lot of big videos. He's done a lot of people's videos. He actually films Power episodes.
Word.
I think he just wrapped up The Force. Yeah, he's lit. He's cool, man. He's a great director. He's one of my favorites.
So like being young back then, and like you know what I mean, like you said, it was all like it was all coming, and you appreciated it, but you was fixing up for your position. You know what I mean? So. Like, how was it like back then, like working with these directors, these artists?
I mean, it was cool because you learn from everything that you go through. Shout out to 1212 Productions as well. He's the one that directed I Hate This Video. Shout out Johnny Bad Luck. He's in that video. But I always think back to stuff that Yves Rivera was telling me on set. You know, he was telling me simple things like, yo, do this, do that, don't do this, do more. More is better than not enough. And it's like every time I do a video, I literally hear and see Yves telling me, yo, do this and do that. And it's cool because, you know, when you're working those days, you don't realize how much you're soaking in. Yeah. It's like we said earlier, you don't know who's watching you and being inspired by you and stuff. So yeah, it's experience at the end of the day, and it was fun. It's cool. It was interesting. I hate videos. That's why I call it. So I hate this video. I don't like doing videos.
Let's jump into a little clip of a husband and wife that we got.
Yeah. For you. Husband and wife.
I told my that's what's up. Tina inside the club, faithfully shaking her butt. I seen her dancing with her girlfriend. I didn't see your boyfriend, but when I tried to join in, I was so annoyed when she said she don't wanna wind up.
Alright, so yeah, the clip, fire, legendary.
Yeah,
you know
classic,
what I mean? Like,
classic.
Me as an artist back then, you know what I mean, to have done what you done, it's like, you know what I mean, like it's so far-fetched. You know what I mean? You've taken it to a different level. at a time where it's not like now. Like now, I feel as if it's like artists are more accessible because they built so much different artists. These record labels,
Yeah, everything
these
in life
record
is
labels,
more accessible.
it's like they built so much fame around every artist that they haven't even put in the work yet. But it's built around their social media accounts.
Yeah.
So, you know what I mean? It's easier for artists now coming up say, hey, yo, if I send you 5 bands, would you jump on a track with me?
Yeah.
Opposed from being like, hey, yo, listen, we had to talk to these people and put this shit together, and we got to do this and do that, and we're doing it because you're actually talented. You actually sound good on the tracks compared to what they have now. And that also reminds me because I don't know if y'all know, but I know I was up in the motherfucking clubs dancing some knowledge. Like I'm still in motherfucking clubs dancing knowledge. We got actually some footage about that too. We need to play that at the end of the show because I was getting a little crazy and shit. But it brings me to Aya, right?
Yeah, that was another big moment.
Now that right
for
there,
me.
you know what I mean? Like, you got to get me going. You know what I mean? So it's like even that moment right there, that song right there, it's touched a lot of DJs, laptops, computers, a lot of homes, a lot of babies were probably born to that shit. You know what I mean? A lot of motherfuckers went home with some good toto because of the music knowledge was playing in the club, all right? And just keep it real. We gotta give it to him.
Man.
All you guys out there, you gotta give it to him. You got laid off of a knowledge song.
That's one thing that they always say to me. Like, yo, I appreciate you, man. I can see it in their face. They had a good time to my music.
A great time all night last night, even when I left the show. That shorty that was dancing. We all know I left the show. So like now coming along with that, like, you know what I mean? Like, how's the feeling like when you make music like that? When, like, you know, because you're a good dude and you're a happy human being, like, you know what I mean? And from just talking to you off camera, on camera, I know that you take a lot of happiness and like the smaller things, and the things aren't like over, like, oh my God, I gotta act like this now, act like that now. You know what I mean? So it's like how was those vibes for you? Like, you know what I mean? Like, how was the vibe for you when you was on this journey, on this path?
I mean, for me, I kind of didn't even notice I was on the journey most of the times, to be honest, because I was just so focused on what was in front of me, whether it was trying to figure out Pro Tools or Adobe Audition or how to put stuff on iTunes or how to copyright. I was just so focused on like what I had to do that it didn't feel like it's like I didn't know what was happening.
You just living.
I did it. I know one moment where I was kind of like, I'm kind of lit was when I went to one of my ex's house and the Aya video actually came on the Comcast channel. And that same week, like a week later, my mom sends me a pack of 100 condoms. And I was like, what's happening here, man? Things are moving. And it's like, you know, I don't know. I kind of don't even notice when I'm in those modes. I'm just going. Just going. It's now that I'm starting to realize, like right now, like you mentioning it or meeting people, I'm starting to realize, like, damn, those were moments. Those were big moments for people involved, people watching, you know. Yeah, because for some people, that's like the pinnacle of their
whole career.
Of their career or lives. A lot of people are like, oh man, back when I blah, 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 we were doing this and doing that. And I'm like, wow, that's like a big moment to people.
It actually reminds me, like, because, you know, even in movies or like you hear a story, like an old musician, they're like, I used to play tap boom for the 5 heartbeats, and they talk about it, and you're like, I don't remember seeing you in any
exactly.
of those videos.
That's real. That happens a lot to a lot of people I know.
Like, yo, I was doing a guitar for Led Zeppelin.
Because I'm a very inclusive person, so like, if you're there, I don't mind. Like, if you're there, you're like, yo, say this. Or you should do this out there. I'll be like, all right, whatever, I'll say that. You want me to say I'm about to pee? All right, I'll throw it in there. I was that guy, so there's a lot of people that tell stories like, yo, I helped him do this. They're like, yeah, right. I'll be getting my random phone calls like, right, I helped you with this. I'm like, yeah.
Yeah, but you see, and you know, those are the moments to live for. You know what I mean? Because I've seen, I don't know no famous NBA players like that, but I've seen a lot of NBA players go up millions of dollars. Something happens, an injury, a couple of years later, they're out in the street.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And it's like, same things with artists.
Yeah.
You know, you see your favorite artist out there, and it's like, at one point, you're thinking, he's so legit. He touched your life. He must touch everybody else's life. 10 years from now, people kick him to the curb, and you're like,
yeah, that's pretty much what happened with me, because I disappeared for 10 years.
Yeah, you did.
And people are like, what happened to knowledge?
Yeah, but when you disappeared, you still involved with music, right?
Yeah, but not from the, I had to get away to like get my mind right. Because like, yeah, it was successful, but I wasn't happy.
Yeah.
I wasn't mentally and emotionally happy, so I had to search for that. So when I moved to Florida, I worked with a lot of studios like Grand Bay, Clear Track, Mixed by Lex, Spencer, Colleen, Android Beats, you know, just a lot of people like that, and just more on the studio side, engineering, making beats, helping with marketing. And then when people found out that I was an artist and doing shows and stuff, now it's like, bro, help me, yo, you know how to do this stuff. I'm like, oh, okay. And then when Cardi B shared my stuff, that was when I was like, damn, maybe I should not get rid of knowledge.
Not just yet.
Put some stuff out or do some
yet.
shows.
I mean, you got artists like Tantro Metro.
Yeah.
They still kicking. They
Yeah,
still
yeah.
rocking,
There's a lot of people
hard.
still kicking.
Yeah,
bro.
you know what I mean? And,
Yeah.
and then I goes back to what I was saying about how, you know, you have people who've fallen off and they don't know how to get back up.
Yeah.
Do it. You know what I mean? And not saying like they wasn't legendary or they didn't touch people, but they didn't feel how they touch people.
I will also say that sometimes people don't fall off.
Yeah.
Sometimes they just need a soul search, or music is a lot of pressure, man. There's a lot of stuff. There's a lot of things that aren't real things, pressure.
And
so
I think that's like absolutely true, and it's the pressure. Like they think of things just because he don't play for the major team and he made bad investments and lost a lot of money. He probably still goes play ball on the court.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You in particular, even though you were gone for a while, every motherfucking time I'm in the club, they playing some knowledge though. You want to have a good night, they playing some knowledge though. You know what I mean? And that right there, it's like beyond anything money can buy. So if you're artists out there, you need to listen up. This is what you want, right? You want your music to last long. You want it to last throughout the generations of generations. There wasn't melodic music back then when you was making music. There wasn't even really trap music like that back then. But they had like maybe Chief Keef coming out. You know what I mean? Around that time. So
I started before that.
Why even before that? So it's like you take it as, to this day, the music is played in the club. They want to have people dance, you need to pay knowledge. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So
the cheat code.
And 21 plus. So it's like, and it's not just one song. It's an abundance of songs.
Yeah.
You know, it's an abundance of songs. Also, it brings it back to like almost a Lauryn Hill thing, how you said you had to find your peace and your happiness.
Yeah.
That means almost the same reason why she took a step back from her music career to find peace and happiness within herself and her child and the people, her family and stuff like that. Yep. You know, so a lot of artists out there, which we're learning now, a lot of, due to social media, it's a good and bad thing, we learned that a lot of record labels, a lot of so-called managers and producers, they have their own agendas. And they use a lot of the artists up. And don't forget, like Knowledge said, make sure you have your happiness. Even if you got to take a step back, make sure you have your happiness. Don't go based upon somebody else's agenda. You know what I mean? Which is more or less what you did too. You took a step back, you found you're chilling. He back, charged up top 10. He doing shows, he's outside. You actually dropping new music, right?
Yeah.
Dropping new music, dropping a bunch of new stuff. Just like the video we had on today.
Yep.
You know what I mean? So don't forget, you know what I mean? It's knowledge. He's still out here, still doing his thing. So why don't you let everybody know where to contact you at, find you at?
Knowlage.com. Get some merch.
Merch it up.
Woo.
Woo.
New
I
single,
need
Not Real, out now.
Not real?
Yeah.
Out right now.
Yeah.
I gotta check that out. We can find that on YouTube and all that, right?
Yeah, you can find
YouTube,
it everywhere.
Spotify, all that.
Yeah.
The works.
Should be everywhere.
The works. But before we jump into, you know what I mean? Let's take another clip of that AI. I'll take a little preview at the AI. Let everybody know. Remember, we was in a club to this shit right here.
I know that she gets down. I wanna leave, make it on E. Solo con ella.
We back. You already know what it is, man. I'm your boy ys.young Spazz. That's right, the voice of the indie artist. Listen, that right there was NAWLAGE 2k5. NAWLAGE. Listen, still doing this thing to today. Let everybody know, inspiring artists out there to keep doing your thing, keep grinding, keep going hard. But let's jump into a little charged up news. We're gonna keep it short and simple for y'all. Free motherfucking YNW Millie, because he is out of jail. The trial has been come to conclusion that it's a mistrial. It's not enough evidence against this black man for his state to lock him up. You know what I mean? Listen, I'm glad you're coming home, Millie. I'm pretty sure your family's coming home. What's really sad is that you was accused of killing, murdering, executing two of your closest friends, and nobody's taking into consideration how you feel about that. So my brother, I hope that you find your peace with your friends in heaven, letting them know that you still love them, you care for them. You know, God will overcome everything like you have overcame this trial. So big up to you. 2, let's touch down on my girl, Sexy Red. Listen, everybody talking bad about the girl. She doing her thing. I'm trying to go to Pound Town with her. Take me to Pound Town. Let me stop. The girl's beautiful. She's all natural. She doing her thing. Shout out to you. Also, Ice Spice doing her thing, performing, all right? Shutting it down. Big up to you, Ice Spice, but you can do a little bit more, some movement around. The twerking shit ain't working no more. Your girls gotta come up with a new dance. But that's all the time we got for you guys right now. All right? And you girls, listen, don't forget, send your music videos in, chargeuptop10.com. That's chargeuptop10.com. on our website, or email us at chargeuptop10@gmail.com, and follow me, all you ladies out there, behind the scene footage. That's right, at my social medias, ys Spazz, on everything. And you will catch me up in the knowledge show getting crazy. Stop. Listen, if you charge down, get charged up, because we out of here. Let's go. Oh, hey.
Listen.